Hello guys, you won't believe this. Like just today I was scrolling through my feed, minding my own business, when suddenly the entire internet explodes with drama so juicy it could hydrate the Sahara Desert. This is all about our popular actor Daniel Etim, the man whose jawline could cut glass and whose acting chops have us all in a chokehold, decides to stand up for fellow actress Sonia Uche amid what people are calling shocking allegations. Now, before you roll your eyes and think this is just another celebrity tea-spilling session, let me tell you something that'll make your conspiracy theory senses tingle. Daniel's own life reads like a Nollywood thriller script. His father went to prison when he was barely old enough to remember. He got kicked out of university for something he swears he didn't do, and now he's out here playing Captain Save a Reputation for Sonia. If that doesn't make you sit up and pay attention, I don't know what will. The whole situation started when whispers began circulating online about Sonia Uche, and before anyone could say a fact check, the rumor mill went into overdrive. You know how social media works, right? Someone posts something vague, 3 people retweet it with their own spicy additions, and suddenly we're all amateur detectives trying to piece together a scandal that may or may not even exist. Daniel, being the stand-up guy he apparently is, wasn't having any of it. He posted a video that essentially said, "It can never be you," which is celebrity speak for, "I know this person's heart, and y'all are tripping." The way he said it had that protective big brother energy, like when someone tries to talk trash about your best friend and you're ready to throw hands in the group chat. But here's where things get really interesting, and I mean soap opera cliffhanger interesting. During a recent interview, Daniel opened up about his family's history with false accusations, and let me tell you, it's the kind of backstory that makes you question everything you thought you knew about truth and justice. His father was locked up when Daniel was just a baby, 1 year old to be exact. Can you imagine growing up with that shadow hanging over your family? Then, as if the universe hadn't tested him enough, Daniel himself got expelled from university over allegations of cultism. Cultism. The man said he didn't do it, and given what happened to his father, you start to wonder if there's something cosmically unfair happening here or if this family just has the worst luck in the history of bad luck. The timing of Daniel's revelation about his past couldn't be more poignant. Here's a man who knows firsthand what it's like to be accused of something you didn't do, to have your reputation dragged through the mud while you're screaming your innocence into the void. So when he steps up for Sonia, it's not just some performative celebrity solidarity post. This man has been in the trenches, fought his way back from having his university dreams crushed, and built an acting career despite having a backstory that could have derailed everything. When he says he knows Sonia's character, he's speaking from a place of someone who understands the devastating impact of false narratives. That's not your average thoughts and prayers social media support, that's someone putting their credibility on the line. Now, let's talk about these allegations against Sonia Uche, because trying to get concrete details is like trying to nail jelly to a wall. The internet is buzzing with phrases like shocking new allegations and scandal, but when you actually try to find out what specifically she's being accused of, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's the classic case of everyone talking about something but nobody actually explaining what that something is. One person posts a cryptic comment, another shares it with a shocked emoji, someone else makes a reaction video with a thumbnail that looks like they've just witnessed a crime, and before you know it, the entire internet has convicted someone without a single fact being established. It's chaos, it's messy, and honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. The social media reaction has been split right down the middle like a divorce settlement. On one side, you've got Team Daniel and Sonia, people who are saying things like, life is deeper than we think, people go through unimaginable things, which is code for, let's not rush to judgment here, folks. These are the empathetic souls who remember that celebrities are actual human beings with feelings and reputations that can be destroyed faster than you can say, cancel culture. They are pointing to Daniel's past, his family's history with false accusations, and asking the very reasonable question, what if this is happening again? They're the ones reminding everyone that in the age of viral outrage, we've destroyed too many people too quickly only to find out later we were wrong. On the flip side, you've got the skeptics, the internet detectives who've decided that where there's smoke, there must be fire. These folks are in the comments asking pointed questions, demanding receipts, and generally operating under the assumption that Daniel's support might be misplaced loyalty rather than informed defense. They want to know what exactly Sonia is being accused of, who made the accusations, when they allegedly happened, and why Daniel is so confident in his support. Some are even questioning whether Daniel's own traumatic past with false accusations might be clouding his judgment, making him too quick to assume this is another case of someone being wrongly accused. It's the classic battle between innocent until proven guilty and there's no smoke without fire, playing out in real time across Twitter threads and Instagram comment sections. What's particularly fascinating about this whole mess is how it highlights the absolute circus that is modern reputation management. Back in the day, if someone wanted to ruin your name, they'd have to work for it, whisper in the right ears, maybe plant a story in a gossip column that 3 people would read. Now, all it takes is one tweet, one TikTok, one Instagram story, and suddenly your entire life is being dissected by millions of people who don't know you, have never met you, and are operating on information that might be completely fabricated. Sonia Uche could be completely innocent of whatever she's being accused of, but the damage is already done because the internet moves faster than truth ever could. The fact that no major credible news outlet has published a detailed account of these allegations should tell us something. Where are the journalists? Where are the fact-checkers? Where's the actual investigation into what happened, when it happened, who's making the claims, and what evidence exists? Instead, we are all stuck in this weird limbo where social media has decided there's a scandal, everyone's picking sides, and the actual truth is somewhere out there having a laugh at how we've all lost our minds. It's like watching a murder mystery where everyone's arguing about who the killer is, but nobody's actually confirmed that a murder even happened. Daniel's statement that his family has a sad pattern of false accusations is honestly one of the most heartbreaking things I've heard in a while. Imagine growing up knowing your father was in prison, possibly unjustly, then having your own educational future destroyed by accusations you maintain were false, and now watching someone you care about going through something similar. That's not just bad luck. That's a trauma pattern that would send most people straight to therapy for life. The fact that Daniel's still standing, still successful, still willing to put himself out there to defend someone else speaks volumes about his character. Either he's incredibly brave and principled, or he's setting himself up for another devastating disappointment. Time will tell which one it is. The video of Daniel declaring his support for Sonia has been analyzed more thoroughly than the Zapruder film. People are breaking down his tone, his body language, the specific words he chose, looking for any hint of doubt or absolute certainty. When he said, "It can never be you," implying he knows the kind of person she is, the internet went into overdrive. Some took it as beautiful proof of true friendship and character testimony. Others questioned how well anyone can really know another person, pointing out that even the most trusted people can surprise us. There's this whole philosophical debate happening in the comments about whether anyone can ever truly vouch for someone else, and honestly, it's deeper than I expected from a celebrity drama situation. What makes this situation even more complicated is the nature of allegations in general. We live in this weird time where we're supposed to believe accusers automatically because historically too many weren't believed, but we are also supposed to respect due process and innocent until proven guilty. It's an impossible balance. And cases like this expose just how messy and uncomfortable that tension is. If Sonia is being falsely accused, supporting her is the right thing to do. If the accusations have merit, then Daniel's support could be seen as problematic. But here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about: we don't actually know which scenario we're dealing with because nobody's presented actual facts yet. The emotional response to Daniel's interview about his family's history has been overwhelming. Comments flooded in from people sharing their own experiences with false accusations, with being judged unfairly, with having their reputations destroyed over lies. One person wrote something that really stuck with me about how life is deeper than we think and people go through unimaginable things. It's true, isn't it? We are all walking around with these complex histories, these traumas, these experiences that shape how we see the world and respond to situations. Daniel's not just randomly defending a colleague, he's operating from a deeply personal place of understanding what it's like to be on the receiving end of accusations that could destroy everything you've built. Let's take a moment to imagine what kind of allegations could be circulating, because the vagueness is driving everyone crazy. Some people are speculating it could be about professional misconduct on set, maybe accusations of diva behavior or mistreating crew members. Others think it might be something more personal, relationship drama that spilled into the public sphere. There's talk about possible financial impropriety, maybe not paying people or breaching contracts. Some corners of the internet are whispering about more serious allegations, though nobody seems to have specifics. A few conspiracy theorists think the whole thing might be manufactured drama to keep both actors' names trending, though that seems unnecessarily complicated and risky. Then there are those who believe it could be about something from her past being dredged up and weaponized against her now that she's more famous. The pattern of how these things typically play out on social media is predictable at this point. First comes the vague allegation or hint of scandal. Then comes the explosion of speculation and commentary. Next, people start taking sides based on virtually no information. Memes get made, think pieces get written, and suddenly everyone's an expert on a situation they know nothing about. Eventually, either the truth comes out and half the internet has to eat humble pie, or the whole thing fades away without resolution and becomes one of those, remember when, topics people bring up years later. The scary part is how much damage can be done in that middle phase, when accusations are flying but facts are nowhere to be found. What's particularly interesting about Daniel's support is what it says about loyalty and friendship in the entertainment industry. Nollywood, like any film industry, can be cutthroat and competitive. For Daniel to publicly back Sonia so strongly suggests they have a genuine relationship built on trust and mutual respect. Or it could mean he's seen how she operates professionally and personally and feels confident making this stand. Either way, he's risking his own reputation on his judgment of her character. If it turns out she did whatever she's being accused of, his support will age like milk in the sun. If she's innocent and he stood by her when others didn't, he'll be remembered as someone with integrity who wasn't afraid to do the right thing even when it was risky. The whole concept of trending in this context is both hilarious and deeply disturbing. Daniel Etim is trending not because he won an award or released an amazing new project, but because he defended someone against unspecified allegations. That's where we are as a society. Drama gets more engagement than achievement. Controversy drives more clicks than creativity. We've created a system where being embroiled in scandal, even tangentially, gets you more attention than doing excellent work. It's backwards, it's frustrating, and yet here we all are, reading about it, talking about it, contributing to the cycle that makes this kind of thing trend in the first place. Here's a wild thought: what if both Daniel and Sonia came out of this situation with their reputations enhanced rather than destroyed? What if whatever these allegations are, they get thoroughly debunked, and people remember that Daniel stood up for someone when it wasn't easy or popular? What if this becomes a turning point in how we handle celebrity accusations, where we actually wait for facts before destroying people? I know, it sounds crazy in this climate, but a person can dream. The alternative, where innocent people get torn apart by social media mobs operating on rumors and speculation, is too depressing to contemplate, even though it happens all the time. The vulnerability Daniel showed in discussing his father's imprisonment and his own university expulsion is remarkable. Most celebrities guard their painful past carefully, only revealing struggles once they're safely in the rearview mirror and wrapped in a redemption narrative. Daniel laid his family's trauma out there while actively defending someone else, which takes guts. He's essentially saying, I know what it's like to be falsely accused, it happened to my father, it happened to me, and I won't stand by while it happens to someone I care about. That's powerful stuff. It's also a huge gamble because if he's wrong, he's not just defending Sonia, he's potentially minimizing real harm by comparing it to his family's experiences. Looking at this situation from Sonia's perspective must be absolutely terrifying. Whether these allegations are true or false, having your name dragged through social media while people speculate about your character and behavior is nightmare fuel. The fact that the accusations are so vague probably makes it even worse because how do you defend yourself against nothing specific? Do you issue a blanket denial? Do you stay silent and hope it blows over? Do you address each rumor individually and risk giving them more oxygen? There's no good playbook for this, and every choice comes with risks. Having someone like Daniel publicly support you must be both comforting and pressure-inducing because now his reputation is tied up in yours. As we wait for more information to emerge, if it ever does, this situation serves as a perfect case study in modern reputation dynamics and the power of social media to create narratives out of thin air. We've got a prominent actor with a traumatic history of false accusations standing up for a colleague facing unspecified allegations. We've got an internet divided between sympathy and skepticism. We've got a complete absence of verified facts but an abundance of opinions. And we've got two careers potentially hanging in the balance depending on how this all shakes out. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's exactly the kind of thing that makes you question everything about how we process information and make judgments in the digital age. So here's where you come in, because you've stuck with me through this entire wild ride of speculation, analysis, and social commentary. If this situation has taught us anything, it's that we need to be more thoughtful about how we consume and spread information, especially when people's lives and careers are on the line. Before you hit that share button on the next juicy piece of celebrity gossip, ask yourself, do I actually know this is true? Am I contributing to potential harm? Would I want to be treated this way if I were in their shoes? And for the love of everything holy, can we please start demanding actual facts before we destroy people's reputations? Drop a comment below telling me what you think about this whole situation. Are you Team Daniel and Sonia, or are you waiting for more information? Have you ever been falsely accused of something, or do you know someone who has? Let's have an actual conversation about this instead of just picking sides and going to war in the comments. And if you found this deep dive helpful, hit that like button and subscribe because we are going to keep following this story as it develops, and trust me, you'll want to be here when the truth finally comes out, whatever that truth may be.